Hey guys, breaking news. So I know I just put a video out, but I have to put this out because it's kind of, linked to the video I just put out. You guys, they are thinking that what just happened in Texas with that mass shooting, that it is linked to terrorism, linked to what is going on in the Middle East right now. This is why I have been trying to warn people to keep your head on a swivel. And just because things are happening overseas does not mean nothing is going to happen here.
We are now learning law enforcement officials are investigating an overnight shooting as a possible act of terror. The shooting outside a bar in Austin's busy East 6th Street area left 3 people dead, 14 others injured, 3 of them in critical condition this morning. Investigators holding a news conference just moments ago.
Described the suspect driving up in a large SUV, firing out the window at people on the street, then at some point parking the vehicle, exiting the vehicle, and then continuing to fire his weapon.
We've had people pouring into our borders for a while now, and they disappear. It seems to me that those sleeper cells that I was talking about are waking up, have gotten that phone call, or maybe they already knew that if something were to happen over in the Middle East, that was their cue to now come out and do what they're doing. I try ringing the alarms. It's just common sense, honestly. We saw all the people pouring into the borders. All the people pouring into the borders. Half of them, we don't know where they went. One of them even stated, "Hey, you don't know who I am right now, but you will.
But soon you're gonna know who I am."
Very easy. The entitlement.
No, believe me, I'm much better than that.
The entitlement, guys. Wow.
You will see soon. You are smart enough, you will know who I am. But you are really not smart enough to know who I am. But soon you're gonna know who I am.
Very.
You will. That means when the time is right. That's what that meant. And then the guy disappeared. They don't know where all these people are. They might know where some are, but they don't know where all of them are. And we're starting to see them pop up now. So again, stay safe out there.
Know that a vehicle, a large SUV, drove several times around the block in that area. At one point, he put its flashers on, rolled down his window, and began using a pistol shooting out of his car windows, striking patrons of the bar that were on the patio and that were in front of the bar. He then proceeds westbound on 6th Street, goes to Wood Street where he parks his car, gets out, once again, starts shooting his gun at some people that are walking by. Our suspect was coming toward East 6th Street. Officers were coming toward him, and at the intersection, he was shot and he was killed.
The FBI is working in lockstep with our partners, with Austin Police Department. We have members from our evidence response team, as well as our many other specialty teams, including our digital forensics folks that are on scene, helping to address the scene and gather additional evidence. Obviously, it's still way too early in the process to determine an exact motivation, but there were indicators that on the subject and in his vehicle that indicate potential nexus to terrorism. Again, it's still too early to make a determination on that. That's why we are investigating it very closely with our partners with Austin Police Department.
Not everyone believes the story, though. People can make any narrative fit.
Do you expect me to believe that this was the shooter? Property of Allah? You couldn't make this more obvious than it already is. You know what's interesting? Creators just like Laura Loomer decided to go on social media saying that this was an attack from Islam without the shooter's identity even being revealed yet. But then the story just doesn't add up to me. As you can see, in a tragic incident, if you didn't know, in Austin's entertainment district, a mass shooting has left 3 individuals dead, including the gunman, and 14 others injured. The shooting happened outside Buford's Background Beer Garden just before 2 a.m. along 6th Street. Like it says right here, the entertainment district has a heavy police presence presence on weekends, which you would obviously know about, and officers were able to confront the gunman within a minute of the first call for help. The shooter, like it says here, was identified as 53-year-old Naga Diagne. The law enforcement official and another person familiar with the matter said. Tom Bruder, a neighbor who has lived in the area since 2015, said he believed the family that lived at the house were devout Muslim. The woman who lived at the house wore a hijab, and one of the cars had window decals referencing Allah. He said, "I'm shocked that this happened here." Bruder, who served 7 years in the Navy, the family was quiet and seemed nice. They seemed like a normal American family living in the suburbs. But of course, FBI official Alex Doran said at a Sunday morning press briefing that while it's way too early to determine motivation, evidence found on the shooter and in his vehicle indicate a possible link to extremism. Okay, so show what was inside of the vehicle, because I'm hearing a lot of different reports. But hey, who doesn't love pointing the finger at Iran, right? It's almost like people don't know what psychological warfare is by now and how easily it can be used to manipulate you. Sort of like, I don't know, supporting another useless war that we shouldn't be a part of to begin with. Regardless, this is a tragic incident. People did end up losing their lives, and my condolences do go out to all family members.
This next clip is in the club minutes before the shooting took place.
So we have an Iran-linked terrorist attack on U.S. soil. 2 people dead, 14 wounded in Austin, Texas. The individual who is the shooter is the suspect, Indiaga Diagne. He is from Senegal, but a U.S. citizen. And key to it, he was wearing a shirt that said "Property of Allah" on top, and his undershirt directly referenced Iran. Now, the timing of this, the clothing, would seem to indicate pretty clearly this is going to be treated as a terrorist attack. Where was Kash Patel? Are they going to try to hide and lie about this like DHS has done about absolutely everything else in our government? Time will tell, but the assumption should be this is an Iran-linked terrorist attack. Does it mean he was a lone wolf? Does it mean he got direction from the Iranian government? Nobody knows quite yet. But do not ignore this. Do not let this story die.
It seems to me that those sleeper cells that I was talking about are waking up.